stuff, I was speaking to the daughter and saying, what's your plans? And it was all challenges. It was like, well, I'm trying to get into fashion. It's really difficult here. And I'm trying to, I'm going for multiple interviews, and, it's really difficult to get a foot in the door, and da, 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 da. And, I've found that, because of the way that I've lived and things I've seen and the places I've been and the people I've met, I find myself now that I'm a bit older, I need to stop myself because I start preaching. I'm like, there is another way, you could go. So I'm like, you could, because beautiful girl, I'm like, you could go off and work on super yachts, right? And, you're going to be mixing with billionaires, and, you could be on the boat with the owner of Vogue, and you're going to be mixing in circles where all of a sudden it becomes about who right?
Mm-hmm.
And the opportunities that come along through that, rather than, well, here's my piece of paper, and,
Yeah.
you know, sorry, we got 300 other people to see, you're probably not going to get the job. It's like, there are different ways. Get into super yachts, make incredible money, see the world, have zero outgoings. You could be retired by the time you're 30, literally, when
Yeah.
you know what I know now. But it's like, it's trying to like ram that in. So it's really, really interesting how the world's changing, but your kids are going to have the same mindset.
Yeah, yeah. I hope they see the world as a big, beautiful, welcoming place, and not have, potential fears that, so like some of these comments that come across to us are like, oh, don't go there, it's not safe. And I'm like, I mean, have you been there? No. Okay, so I'll let you know how it is.
Yep.
So a lot of it just comes from fear of the unknown, and I hope that our kids will be a little bit more global citizen minded, and able to kind of meander through whatever careers and stuff that they have later in life. So
Yeah, absolutely amazing. And I really, I've tried at least to do my best to, through this interview to, hopefully open the eyes or the minds of other people who feel like they're having to make sacrifice because of their children. And hopefully, through listening to Ben's story, you might start to see some other opportunities and realize that, maybe not always, but maybe there's a really good chance that you could take, the career that you're in and find a way, or start, even if you're not in an obvious role that can be made into some kind of nomadic life. If you know that you want to go down that road, now start to learn, study, build something on the side, which could potentially, right, take over,
yeah,
create more income than what that typical role is making, and allow you to also make it nomadic. I mean, you can monetize pretty much any knowledge these days with the courses and the trainings, that you
yeah,
can build online, and you've got a worldwide audience, a worldwide shop window. You just got to learn it, and you got to say, I can do this, and believe,
yeah.
and it can happen. So Ben, as we start to wrap up here, just got one final question to ask that I like to ask all our guests. It's kind of around mental health, very, very important topic, something that, I've had my interactions with and continue to do so, and need to make sure I'm always exercising and keeping busy and riding my bike in order to, be my best self. So really, it's a very simple question. I think I know the answer to it because of the way that you live, but are you happy in yourself today? Are you mentally and physically where you want to be? Are you, waking up in a good spot? Because it's easy for people at home to look at the people that I interview and, think that you've got it all sewn up. But yeah, so how are you doing upstairs these days?
Yeah, no, it's a great question, and thank you for asking that, because it's something that it does often get overlooked, especially with like a social media personality. It's like the whole
Mm.
Instagram versus reality, like what's real. Um, and I would say 100%. We are. I should speak for my wife, but I'm got pretty in tune to how she's feeling as well. We're super happy. Like our mental health in this lifestyle has allowed us, you know, I should say the lifestyle has allowed our mental health to improve in ways that we never thought possible. Sure, we have, we're a family. We've got young kids. There are temper tantrums. They happen whether you're traveling or whether you're not. You have the mundane, got to make some dinner tonight. Like, it happens everywhere. So all of that still happens. But the fact that we, as a family, are closer knit, we're not going to regret not missing out on our kids when they're young, and we're able to see the world at the same time. I mean, I don't know how much better it could be from a happiness and mental health standpoint. Um, Yeah, it's really important. And then we kind of, like I said, we hit pause back in the day when we thought this is not going the way that we would like it to. And I'm so glad that we did that, because we never would have guessed that we'd be still doing it 6 years later. And the possibilities, I feel invigorated by it. For me, it's not the same for everybody, but for me, um, routine and the mundane and the repetitive are like killers of joy for me. Like I'm more invigorated, I'm more alive, I'm more happy when I have to be quick on my feet and things are changing. Oh, we got to change that, or we're going to go here. Like that works best for me. And so we strike a balance with that, because not everybody, even in our family, is the same way, right? I might be a little bit more energetic to keep things moving quick, but yeah, I think having this lifestyle has been fantastic, and we're pretty strong in the mental health game at this point. So
Yeah, 100%. Keeping busy, like you said, keeping on your feet, keeping stimulated, that's massive. The Groundhog Day thing, the
mm-hmm.
the sludge, it's that can really grind you down.